The aroma hit him first, bitter, sharp, wrong. He swirled the cup, eyes narrowing. Who made this coffee? His voice cut through the quiet office, low, controlled. Footsteps. Soft, deliberate. She appeared in the doorway, hands trembling slightly, holding a tray. He looked up. Something about her, the way she moved, careful, precise, caught him off guard. His chest tightened. The corner of her mouth flickered with a nervous smile. She didn't speak. Didn't need to. He leaned back, studying her. The office light hit her hair, soft strands catching like fire. She froze under his gaze. "Don't spill it," he muttered, almost to himself. His fingers tapped the desk, impatient, curious. She nodded. Slowly, carefully placing the tray down, she misjudged the cup. It wobbled. Time slowed. He reached out, hand hovering too late. The cup tipped. Coffee splashed across the mahogany. He froze, heart skipping a beat. Recognition? Something familiar in her eyes, a spark he couldn't name. She gasped. Hands pressed to her mouth, her eyes wide, vulnerable. He inhaled sharply. The bitter coffee now mixed with something else. Curiosity, tension, something dangerous. "Stay," he whispered, voice low, almost breaking. "Stay here." Her fingers brushed the cup as she steadied it. Their hands lingered. Too close. His pulse raced. The moment stretched. A silence heavier than any word. Outside, the city hummed, oblivious. Inside, everything shifted. His eyes locked on hers. He stopped. Words failed him. Something unspoken hung between them. She tilted her head. Innocent, yet knowing. A challenge. A question he wasn't ready to answer. Then a knock at the door. Abrupt. The spell broke, but the pull remained. He stared at her. She looked back, breath caught, waiting. And in that instant, he knew. Nothing would ever be the same. She turned, heels clicking softly against the marble floor. He watched. Every movement etched into his mind. Her eyes flicked back, catching his gaze. A shiver ran through him, uninvited, sudden. The hallway stretched between them, charged with silence. Neither moved, yet the air vibrated. She reached for the doorknob. Fingers grazed metal. His pulse quickened. A loose folder tumbled from a counter. She bent to catch it. He stepped forward instinctively. Their hands collided, fingers brushing. A spark. Neither pulled away immediately. "Sorry." Her voice soft, almost hesitant. He swallowed. "It's fine," he murmured, barely audible, throat tight. Their eyes met. Too long. Too intense. Words felt unnecessary, heavy. She straightened, clutching the folder to her chest. Heat lingered in the brief touch. The office door shut behind her. He exhaled slowly, aware of her presence, even in absence. Her footsteps faded, yet his mind replayed the collision. Small, accidental, yet unforgettable. He leaned back, hand brushing the edge of his desk, heart racing. Something had shifted. A whisper left him before he realized. "Stay close." His voice trembled, almost lost to the empty room. Outside, the city carried on, indifferent. Inside, a new tension had settled, fragile, dangerous, magnetic. And somewhere between the brush of hands and the unspoken words, he knew nothing would remain the same. The office lights flickered. He leaned against the desk, eyes sharp, scanning her face. Something was off. "Why are you here, really?" His voice cut through the quiet, low, careful. She froze, fingers tightening around her coffee cup. Her eyes darted, fleeting. I'm just doing my job," she whispered, voice brittle. He stepped closer. Shadows danced across her face. "Don't lie to me." Her breath hitched. A tremor ran through her hands. She swallowed hard. It's complicated," she murmured, almost inaudible. He tilted his head, studying her. "Complicated how?" His gaze didn't leave hers. Her eyes flickered away. A flicker of pain. Regret. Something unspoken. The silence stretched, thick and heavy. Every heartbeat amplified in the stillness. He leaned in slightly. "You're hiding something. I can feel it." She flinched, retreating a fraction. "Some things people shouldn't know," she said softly, almost ashamed. He held her gaze. "I need to know. I can't not know." Her lips pressed into a thin line. No answer came. Only the soft hum of the office around them. Then a sudden chime. A phone vibrating on the desk. He froze, eyes narrowing. She tensed. The call persisted, insistent, urgent. He reached for it, fingers stiffening. Recognition flickered across his face. Her hands twitched. Secrets lingering, unspoken. The room felt smaller, tighter. He stared at the phone, pulse quickening. This isn't good. She swallowed. Her eyes flicked to his, uncertain, vulnerable. Something had shifted. The shadows between them deepened. And in that moment, he realized, whatever she was hiding, it was bigger than either of them imagined. The door opened before she could knock. He led her down a corridor, shadows stretching along the walls. "Welcome to my world," he murmured, voice low, steady, dangerous. Her eyes widened. The space was elegant, cold, and alive with tension. Men in tailored suits moved with silent precision. She gripped her bag tighter. Fear and curiosity tangled in her chest. "Do you always bring strangers here?" she asked. Hesitates. "Not strangers," he said, voice softening. "Just those who matter, or could matter." He stopped in a wide room. Maps, phones, and subtle threats everywhere. Decisions made here shaped lives. She swallowed, pulse racing. Every glance around made her heart pound faster. "Stay close. Watch and listen," he whispered. His gaze lingered on her, intense, assessing. A man approached, nodding respectfully to him. She caught every word, every nuance, understanding the unspoken hierarchy. He handed her a folder. "Read. Learn. Don't speak unless necessary." Her fingers brushed the papers. The weight of responsibility, even in silence, pressed against her. Footsteps echoed near the entrance. He stiffened, eyes narrowing. Someone paused at the doorway. Recognition flickered in their expression. Old history, unspoken tension. She followed his gaze. The man's eyes locked on her. A chill ran down her spine. He murmured under his breath, almost to himself, "This could get complicated." She felt it too. The sudden pull of danger, the thrill of the unknown, and the undeniable gravity of his world. And just like that, the first move of the game had begun. Steam curled from her coffee cup, warm and bitter, filling the silent space between them. She glanced up, eyes meeting his, unguarded for the first time. I didn't tell anyone," she whispered, voice trembling slightly. He leaned closer, elbows on the desk, eyes softening. "Start from the beginning." Her fingers wrapped around the cup, heat seeping through, steadying her. I ran away," she confessed, voice barely audible, from people who wanted to control me." He studied her, silent, letting her words sink in. The intensity in his gaze softened into understanding. "I never meant to," she hesitated, looking down. "I just wanted a life, my own life." He reached out, lightly brushing a stray hair behind her ear. A subtle, intimate gesture. "You're safe here," he murmured, voice low, deliberate, almost a promise. Her breath hitched. The tension shifted. Fear and distrust melted slightly, replaced by fragile trust. "I don't know if I can fully trust anyone," she admitted, voice wavering. He shook his head slowly, studying her with quiet intensity. "You can with me." A pause. Soft, heavy. The only sound, the distant hum of the city outside. Her lips parted slightly, as if to speak, then closed again. Vulnerability lingered in the air, thick and palpable. Then he leaned closer, voice barely above a whisper, trembling slightly. "You're not leaving, are you?" Her heart skipped. Eyes locked. The question held weight, unspoken promises, and uncharted possibilities. And in that quiet, charged moment, everything between them shifted, a fragile connection, teetering on trust, desire, and the unknown. He slid a sealed envelope across the desk. Her fingers brushed it, lingering. "This has to get to him," he said, voice low, tense. "No mistakes." She swallowed, eyes wide. "Me? You want me to deliver this?" He leaned back, gaze sharp, unwavering. "Yes, you're the only one I trust enough." Her hands trembled slightly. Fear gnawed at her chest, but curiosity, adrenaline, something wild in her, kept her rooted. I don't know if I can, she admitted, hesitation thick in her voice. You can, he whispered, leaning closer. I know you can. Just follow the instructions exactly. The room felt smaller. Shadows stretched along the walls, dancing in the dim light. Her fingers tightened around the envelope. Courage sparked where fear had lingered. I'll do it, she breathed, voice barely audible, but determined. He nodded once, eyes softening for a brief second. Good. Just be careful. She left the office, heels clicking against the marble. Each step felt heavier, charged with risk and expectation. Outside, the city throbbed with life, indifferent to the danger she carried. A figure moved across the street. Shadows clung to them, lingering longer than they should. She glanced over her shoulder. Nothing. Just the hum of passing cars. But the feeling didn't leave. Someone knew. Someone was watching. Her heart pounded as she picked up her pace. Every street light cast a long, nervous shadow. And in that instant, she realized delivering this message might change everything, including her life. Rain hammered against the tall windows, blurring the city lights. She pressed her back against the wall, shivering. He stepped closer, closing the distance, the scent of his cologne mixing with the storm outside. You made it, he whispered, voice low, almost a relief. She nodded, breath uneven, eyes darting to the darkened corners of the room. I didn't know if I would. He offered a faint smile, but his eyes stayed sharp, scanning, protective. Lightning flashed. Shadows danced across the office. The moment felt suspended, heavy with unspoken tension. You were reckless, he murmured, stepping closer, fingers brushing her arm, but brave. Her lips parted, caught between fear and something else, something warm. I had to, she whispered. He studied her, gaze softening. You're not just anyone, are you? She hesitated, glance flicking down. The storm outside mirrored the storm between them, chaotic, electric. I don't know what I am, she admitted, voice trembling, small. He leaned in, closer than before. The air between them thick, charged. Maybe we'll find out together. The room felt smaller. Heartbeats louder than the rain. Breath mingled. Then a sharp, sudden crack. A gunshot echoed nearby. She jumped, eyes wide. He froze, muscles taut, every instinct alert. The storm outside was nothing compared to the storm now inside the office. He whispered, voice hardening, almost growling. Stay behind me. Now. And just like that, the fragile moment of intimacy shattered into danger, leaving them teetering between trust and survival. She leaned against the cold wall, fingers tracing the edge of the desk. His absence weighed on the room. Why are you always so distant? She whispered, voice barely audible. He appeared from the shadows, steps silent, eyes unreadable. Distant. His tone was soft, teasing, yet sharp. She narrowed her eyes. I mean with me. With everyone. You hide behind masks. He smiled faintly, enigmatic. Maybe the world requires masks. Maybe I do too. Her heart clenched. Trust felt slippery, impossible to hold. And me? Am I just another mask? He paused, leaning back, letting silence stretch. Eyes dark, unreadable. You're different. Her chest tightened, unsure if relief or fear. Different how? Before he could answer, he vanished, as if swallowed by the shadows themselves. She spun around, searching. Empty air. The sudden void left her unsettled, longing exposed. A soft whisper of paper slid along the floor. Her name, scrawled in sharp, precise handwriting, stared up at her. She froze, hand hovering over the letter. Her pulse quickened. Who had left it? What did it mean? And did it come from him, or someone else entirely? Her fingers trembled as she reached down, heart racing. The room suddenly felt colder, heavier, charged with secrets she couldn't yet unravel. The alley reeked of wet asphalt and danger. She pressed herself against the brick wall, breath quick. Footsteps approached, heavy, deliberate. Shadows shifted, threatening. He appeared at the corner, eyes scanning, every muscle coiled. Stay behind me, he hissed. She shook her head, voice firm despite trembling. No, I can do this. He blinked, surprise flashing. You what? A figure lunged from the darkness. Without thinking, she grabbed a nearby pipe, swinging it with precise force. The assailant staggered. He stepped back, wide-eyed, impressed despite himself. "You're reckless," he breathed, chest heaving, heart racing, and fearless. She stood taller, determination burning. "If I'm going to be part of this, I need to prove it." He studied her, awe mixing with growing affection. She wasn't just someone to protect. She was someone who could fight alongside him. The alley fell silent. Rain pattered over the scene, washing away the chaos, leaving tension in the air. He approached her slowly, gaze dark, intense. "You surprised me," he admitted, voice low, almost vulnerable. Her heart skipped. She met his eyes, unflinching. "I won't be a liability." He shook his head, a shadow of worry crossing his face. "It's not that. I can't protect you forever." The words hung in the air, heavy, unspoken fears threaded through them. Her fingers clenched the edge of her jacket. Something deeper stirred, fear, thrill, and something she couldn't name. And in that moment, she realized the stakes weren't just survival, they were hearts, trust, and the fragile line between love and danger. The office was dark, city lights spilling through the blinds. She sat across from him, hands folded, heart pounding. He leaned forward, elbows resting on his knees, eyes locked on hers. The air between them thick, electric. "You're quiet tonight," he whispered, voice low, deliberate. I don't know what to say," she admitted, voice trembling slightly. He smiled faintly, leaning closer, close enough she could feel his warmth. "You don't have to say anything." Their eyes spoke for them. Unspoken words, lingering glances, fingers inching closer, without touching. A small laugh escaped her lips, soft, almost nervous. He mirrored it, his eyes never leaving hers. The room felt smaller, every heartbeat louder, every breath shared. Desire and restraint tangled, pulling them closer. He raised a hand, just a breath away from her cheek. She leaned in slightly, pulse racing, wanting, needing. Then, almost imperceptibly, he stopped, near enough to taste, far enough to hesitate. "Not yet," he murmured. Her lips parted, eyes shimmering, caught between longing and caution. A sudden vibration shattered the moment, her phone, insistent, ringing from the desk. She froze, hand hovering over it. His gaze followed, tension tightening like a wire. She picked it up, heart thudding. The screen displayed a name from her past, one she had hoped never to see again. He exhaled slowly, voice low, almost a warning. "Who is it?" She swallowed, breath shaky. "It's someone I can't ignore." The room felt colder, the silence heavier, and the intimacy of the night replaced by a surge of danger and secrets. And in that instant, she realized the past was about to crash into the fragile connection they'd built. The hallway was dim, every shadow thick with tension. She clutched the envelope, fingers trembling. He stepped beside her, silent, eyes scanning, mind racing. Every decision weighed heavy. "We can't stay here," he whispered, voice low, strained. "Too many eyes, too many dangers." Her gaze met his, unwavering. "Then what do we do? Run? Hide? I'll follow you anywhere." He exhaled sharply, running a hand through his hair. "It's not that simple. My world, my empire, it's everything I've built." Her fingers brushed his arm. "And what about me?" He froze, heart thundering. Loyalty, power, and desire collided inside him. I don't know if I can protect you without risking everything." Her breath hitched, tension raw between them. "Then we face it together." He shook his head slowly. "Sometimes, together isn't enough." They moved cautiously toward the back exit, every creak of the floor amplified in the silence. A sudden noise made him tense, eyes darting. He grabbed her hand, holding it tight, grounding them both. Footsteps approached, slow, deliberate, echoing. Every step a threat. Her pulse spiked. She glanced at him, searching his eyes for answers he didn't yet have. He whispered, almost to himself, voice trembling. No mistakes now, none. The distance between safety and danger narrowed, and in that instant, the choice he had to make, love or empire, pressed down on him like a weight too heavy to bear. Gunfire shattered the night. She ducked, heart hammering, pressed against him. He pulled her close, eyes scanning, muscles coiled for action. Stay low. Stay with me. A shadow moved in the alley. He blocked it, swift, precise, every motion calculated. She watched him, all mixed with fear. "You're incredible," she whispered, voice shaking. He glanced at her, a flicker of a smile breaking through the tension. "Not incredible. Focused. You need to trust me, and yourself." The attackers faltered. He led her through a narrow escape, rain-slicked streets reflecting neon lights. They ducked into a hidden doorway, breathing heavy, bodies pressed together, soaked and exhausted. "You're safe now," he murmured, voice low, almost tender, fingers brushing her hair back from her face. Her chest heaved, heart still racing. "Thanks for everything." He held her gaze, eyes dark, unwavering. "I should have told you sooner." She tilted her head, curiosity, fear, and hope mingling. "Told me what?" He stepped closer, closing the last distance. Voice soft, trembling slightly. "That I've wanted you from the first moment you walked in." Her lips parted, breath catching. The world outside seemed to vanish, leaving only them, only this fragile, electric moment. A small smile curved her lips. "Then you're finally claiming tomorrow?" He nodded, exhaling slowly, relief and longing mingling. "Yes, tomorrow and every day after." Rain poured outside, but inside, warmth settled between them, trust forged in chaos, desire tempered by survival. And as the storm outside faded, he whispered, "Sometimes the wrong person becomes the right one when love teaches us to see differently." Her eyes glistened. She nodded, soft smile lingering. If this story moved you, like and share to support more tales of love, redemption, and second chances.